Hey guys, it's Parker back with another episode of 14 Pounds of Fury. Today we're going to be talking about the newest addition to the 900 Global family, the Eternity. I have drilled mine at 4 by 5 by 3 3/4, hoping to get a little more length and continuation out of it. I'm excited to see what it does. Let's go find out. All right guys, going to be taking my first shot with the new Eternity from 900 Global. Staying over here on 15, looking at about 7. Woo! She hooks. She definitely hooks. We're bowling on our typical house shot here, 42 feet, about 18 mils. We condition with fire, so fronts burn up just a little quicker, gets a little tighter down lane around the second tracer. Definitely going to need to make a move after that first shot. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move about 10 and 7, 10 and 6-ish. So I'm over here on 25 now. Wow. Definitely sees friction really quick. Stands up pretty fast. I love the pop that I'm getting off of it down lane. I feel like this ball is gonna give me help when transition starts to hit, because it definitely has no problem flaring up. We've all been waiting for that S84 Response Pro cover to come back ever since we lost the altered reality. So I'm really excited to see what this ball is going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and move another 10 and 6. Just try to round the tracer. Okay. Came off just a little slow on that one. So I'm going to try to make that same shot and send it just a pinch further right. Didn't quite jump as much when it sat in the oil. I know that React-to-Gloss is definitely a heavier polish, in my opinion, compared to React-to-Shine. So I'm going to try to feed this one to the dirt just a little faster. Yeah. So, got it there pretty quick. Again, stood up pretty fast. Didn't have any trouble making the corner. You can definitely tell where that new core is coming into play. Sees it pretty quick. So I'm going to move even further left and stand over here on 40. Slowed down just a pinch. Yeah. Slowed down just a little. Tried to rotate it more. Kept it a little closer to the tracer. Obviously rounds the corner plenty. I'm definitely getting altered reality vibes. I was a big fan of the volatility torque back in the day, and this is kind of reminding me of that as well. Volatility was just a little quicker, in my opinion. This one sees the mid lane a little harder. So I'm going to go up here and stand really far left on about 52. I'm going to loft the gutters and see what she'll do. Ooh. Okay, so 2 things. 1, probably not my greatest shot, but 2, that sparked a lot more than I thought it was going to off the spot, which makes me think this ball is going to give me miss room if I need to chase him left. So I'm going to make that same shot again. I'm going to slow down just a pinch. Ooh. Much better shot. Still that quicker, more forward roll off the end of the pattern. I actually don't hate that, if I'm being honest, even though I 10-pinned. Normally, ASIMs don't do quite as well when you have to move further left, just because they want to stand up a little faster and not continue quite as much. This one changes direction probably just as fast as the other ASIMs, but that energy retention that I'm getting through the pin deck is probably actually going to make this ball better when you're seeing them left. So I am going to move about 4 right to about 48. Not going to loft this one, but still standing pretty far left. just about to the tracer. A little inside on that shot, but even there again, you see what I'm talking about, where it makes that quicker, stronger checkmark type motion. All right, try to make one more solid shot here. That's not bad. Yes. Okay, gonna take one more shot, loft in the left gutter over here. See if I can get it to strike. Oh, there she is. There it is. So a little more rotation on that one, a little slower ball speed. Definitive point where you can see it start to flare up. Saves enough energy. Bit of a light shaker, but with 14 pounds, you're really going to get those more than anything. All right, so now I'm going to be throwing the exotic gem from Roto Grip. About 15 to 7. Whoop. Characteristic, stands up pretty quick. Gonna make that little bump left. All right, I am gonna move 10 and 6 off of that last one. That one's definitely gonna need to sit in the oil just a pinch more. Cover on the exotic and the core in the exotic at 14 pounds are both going to be a little stronger in the middle part of the lane and in the front part of the lane compared to what the Eternity is going to be. Exotic's going to need to sit in the soup just a little more. So I'm going to go ahead and move another 5 and 3. Yeah, definitely a bigger pearl ball that's going to be able to handle oil. Eternity can still handle volume. Exotic's just kind of built for it a pinch more. The Exotic's probably something you could have as a 2 or a 3 ball, especially if you put surface on it, just because that core is going to start to flare up a little earlier than what you're going to see in the Eternity. I'm going to move another, I'm going to do 5 and 2 this time. A little more angle. Yeah. Sees the fronts, sees the mids, that strong, sharp asym pearl reaction off the end of the pattern. That one, I definitely saw characteristic of the Eternity as well. Maybe just a little slower and a little more in the front. Now, just for the fun of it, because I'm curious, I'm going to make that same shot lofting that I did with the Eternity earlier. Okay, so that one for me is important because 1, stayed in the soup for longer, 2, flared up visibly more than what I got out of the Eternity when it sat in the oil, and 3, ran the 8-pin over. This is going to be something too, again, a little uncharacteristic for an asym, because when you need to move left and maybe even play fallback to the degree that you need to loft, Eternity Exotic Gem can be a great 1-2 punch, because the Exotic's going to see it just a pinch sooner, but if you still need to play that line, the Eternity is going to give you a little more length and energy retention. Okay, so now I'm going to throw the reality check from 900 global. I'm going to move back to that 15 to 7 at the arrows. Really just wanting you guys to see what these asyms look like when they find early friction, even though these probably aren't the lines you're going to be playing with them. So more forward roll on that shot, really just wanting to see what it looks like when it sees friction early. Reality check looks a little slower off the spot compared to these other two. It is a hybrid cover, so that's to be expected. But now I'm just going to move 5 and 2, unlike the other two. I want to see if it's still just as slow. Yeah. So still flares up in the fronts like the other two, flares quicker like the other two, but the response off the end of the pattern is a little smoother, just the tiniest pinch smoother, which I'm actually more appreciative of because it'll give me maybe just a bit more control in the fronts. Whereas when the lanes start to open up a little, this eternity is going to come into play more. So I'm going to move over here to 30 now. Looking right about 17-ish, trying to round out the side of the tracer. So visibly earlier roll, and when I say roll, I don't mean when it started to flare up, but when it started to go more forward off the end of the pattern. So more roll off the end with that reality check compared to the other two, especially compared to the eternity. It's a little smoother. I'm gonna make another move and see what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna be over here on 40 now. Still gonna try to round the tracer, looking right about 21-ish at the arrows. Got a little break there on the left side. So slower response off the end of the pattern. That one kind of labored trying to make the corner. Probably if my ball speed was just a little slower, it could have done it. I like the distinction though, because it makes me think that I could have both a reality check and an eternity in my bag, probably at different surfaces. The eternity seems to do a little better opening up the lane since it's a pinch cleaner. Now I'm going to come up here and do that same lofting shot we did with the eternity, standing about 52. Okay, got that one just a little more right than I meant to. Smoother off the end of the pattern, definitely used energy sooner. Not in the way the exotic did though. The exotic started to flare a little quicker, but still had more jump off the end. Reality check was definitely slower. So I'm gonna move right just a little, still lofting. We'll move about 2 right. See if we can get this one to the pocket. All right, major break on that one. But again, kind of squared up my angles a little. Kind of labored off the end of the pattern for a shot like this. Reality check definitely for me is going to be a ball for standing a little further right. I like the smoothness I get off the end of the pattern with it, but compared to an eternity, it is significantly slower. All right, so I'm going to take the last shot with my eternity now. Standing on 40. Oh, slap out the 9-pin. Here we go, last shot. Clean, strong, and dependable. The newest addition to the 900 Global family, the Eternity. You can get yours on February 17th. I'll see you next time.